Alright, what is up guys? Welcome back to another Arcane Odyssey video, and as you can see by the title, this is a video that a lot of people have been asking me for in the past, and I finally got around to it. I'm really sorry for the wait, but I finally made a Warlord, and yeah, this is what this video is going to be about. I'm going to be talking about Warlords in 1.17. Oh, and right before I begin this build video, I just want to say, right after I'm done, editing and I upload this video, I am going to immediately start working on my next build video, which is going to be about Warlocks, which is going to be really fun. What I'm going to do is I'm going to snap reset this build. I'm also going to look for a magic reset, because there's no way in hell I'm using Shadow for Warlock. Alright, but anyways, let's start talking about Warlords. Now, if you didn't know, in 1.16, Warlords were undeniably known as pretty much the best class in the game. They were the most solid all around, pretty much the most solid and strongest class of 1.16, just due to their versatility, the fighting styles, the AoE. It's just, Warlord just works, because it combines a playstyle of ranged and close-up, which makes it very strong in PvP, in my opinion. Which is something like classes like Warrior, Conjurer, Knight, they cannot do that, because they are just more known for ranged, and the only close-up utility they have is from weapons. Now, Warlords can get both of that. They can get from fighting styles and weapons, and I think that changes a lot, to be honest. In my opinion, that's why I think Warlord is a very strong class. Fast forwarding to 1.17, I'd say Warlord is still a very solid class, and I still recommend it. The thing is, it's just not the best class in the game anymore. That doesn't mean it's bad at all. Like, I'm not trying to say Warlord is a bad class at all. In my opinion, there is just one class out there that literally it's just better than the rest right now in this state of the game, this meta, the current meta. I am not aware of any Warlord nerfs. The only nerfs that I am aware of is just Thermo Fist, Warlord not being as meta as it used to be. You guys know Thermo's just gutted every update now. It's pretty much tradition. I mean, you can just compare Thermo to just mages. Like, there's really no difference. Every update, you're just gonna see something about Thermo Fist or mages in there, like something, I don't know. But anyways, I've been playing a lot of Boxing Warlord lately. It's a very fun build. I got inspired to play Boxing Warlord by Aimcell, of course. I will leave the video in the description of the video that inspired me to play Boxing Warlord. Boxing Warlord is just... it's honestly just so fun to play. It's fast, it has the same imbue speed as lightning. The only downsides to it is that, it has pretty much zero synergies. Not that I'm aware of any. All you have to work with is just raw damage. You get a little bit of knockback from boxing, but it's still nowhere near what wind has. And lastly, the most important benefit to boxing would be the passive blocking power that you get. If you're good with blocking, I definitely recommend boxing, because honestly, the additional damage resistance you get from blocking is honestly really worth, in my opinion. I picked Boxing Warlord because honestly, I just didn't want to play Thermo Fist Lord, especially just how inconsistent Thermo is with balancing. That's just why I don't want to touch it. And also, I don't really like meters. I can deal with the Sailor Fist meter. That one's doable, but Thermo Fist, I'm really just not comfortable with it at all. This is not how I like playing. But before you guys say anything, Boxing Warlord is not bad at all. Like, this is actually a very underrated build, in my opinion, and I really recommend you guys at least try it. Now, if it's not for you, then it's not for you. I'm just saying I'm just gonna say Boxing Warlord has a very high skill ceiling, but once you get used to it, it can honestly be pretty effective. Just know that the no synergies really holds you back a bit. Anyways, next thing that I'm gonna be talking about is the best Warlord fighting styles that you can currently play in the game. Now, I definitely say the best Warlord fighting style by far is definitely either Sailor Fist, Basic Combat, or Iron Leg. Now, I'd say Iron Leg is just still up there because of its insane damage output. Can't deny that at all. Sailor Fist is by far probably the best one, though. The overall stats that it has, the AoE, and the damage and the bleed synergy that it has with weapons from its soaked effect. I think Basic Warlord is a bit slept on a bit. If you just check those base stats, I'll show you them right now, the imbued base stats, I mean, those are very good. You get a pretty high damage output, and you also have pretty good size as well. But I'd say Sailor is just better just because of the synergies and how much more AoE it has when you are able to abuse that meter properly. You could say Thermo Warlord belongs with them on, best Warlord, But honestly, I disagree. I just think Thermo has the highest potential, and that just really all depends on skill. Thermo Warlord by far has the highest skill ceiling in the game. It's just managing that meter, managing an aggressive playstyle. I just think that's the hardest thing to deal with, and that's personally why I just didn't want to play it. It's just too tough. I'm not going to recommend it for any new player who's trying to play Warlord. Now, even though I've already talked about boxing Warlord, I'll just talk about it real quick. I think it's not the best Warlord, but I think it's a very underrated one. I just don't think it's meta. That's my perspective on boxing Warlord. Now, before I get into my gear, I just want to make one final point about Warlord. There is really no weakness to Warlord at all. There's no really severe weakness to Warlord at all. It's just a solid class overall. Any fighting style that you run can work, unless it's Cannon Fist. It's just a viable class currently in the game. Alright, so here is what I currently have for Warlord. Definitely a different gear set than what you're used to seeing me run. But yeah, let me go over each individual gear. So firstly, I got the Atlantean Power Ravenna Karina Pauldron, and I have Candelarias on that. Next up, I got Powerful Sunken Warrior chestplate. Candelarias on that too. Powerful Sunken Warrior leggings. Candelarias on that as well. Powerful Cyrenix Falds, and I got Lapis Lazulis on those. Crystalline Hasty Orange Caped Silver Pauldrons, and I also have Lapis Lazulis on those. Now, if I'm being honest, this isn't really the best gear set, not the best I've made, but trust me, this is a viable gear set, especially for Warlord, and this brings me to a total stats of 84 power, 768 defense, 229 attack speed, 65 agility, and 1 insanity. Now, this build works completely fine in PvP. This is a good concept for one of the types of Warlord gear builds you can run. Some people do not like the agility. I use the agility because I like the extra distance on moves like Crash and Rushdown, and any mobility move like that. Those scale with agility and not attack speed. Also, I like running the agility because I feel like when you're running a fighting style, you could just abuse the agility to get around quicker, or if you just want to completely keep rushing your opponent, that works too. And honestly, I really like that playstyle with Warlord. It helps me maintain aggressiveness, because like I said earlier, you can abuse close range and long range really effectively. A lot of people prefer maybe running size instead of agility. I've seen people in the past maybe running size, maybe like 100+ size to, you know, really abuse that Warlord AoE. This would mean you would be running heavier weapons. Alright, so now let's get into the weapons that I'm running for this build. So firstly, I have the Strong Iron Staff, and I am running Knocking Blitz and Piercing Gale. First of all, I put Strong onto this because I feel like, if you guys didn't know, boxing imbue speed is actually the same amount of imbue speed as lightning. That's just a comparison, but that's just to explain to you guys how fast boxing really is on imbue. Which means I'm saying this is very fast, and I don't think you need Swift or Ardent. I'm really just fine with Strong for the extra damage, because, you know, boxing is kind of weak when it comes to that aspect of the game. All it has is just relying on that base damage, you know. But as you guys can see, that is pretty damn quick. So yeah, the Strong enchant definitely helps me, but yeah, that is just what I have for now. Now for my second weapon, I am running the Tempered Bronze Musket. Now this move does a shitload of damage, and when you put it with fast imbued with anything that's fast, there is practically zero end lag to this, and let me show you guys. So say you catch somebody that has end lag, for example, all you have to do is just do this. It's quick as shit, and that's at least a good 400+ damage. And it's honestly, muskets are just really fun. Now for my last weapon, I am running the Ardent Sanguine. Now, you guys are probably wondering why aren't using Poison Tooth Dagger. I don't have an extra one, and I don't know if I'm correct on this, but I'm pretty sure Sanguine just does more damage, because, you know, it'll apply bleed, and it just has higher base damage than Poison Tooth Dagger. Boxing doesn't have synergies either. It doesn't synergize with poison, so I'm just not really sure if it does that much damage. Maybe it does do more damage because of the poison effect. I'd rather just get all of the damage from the hit instead of waiting 20 seconds to get all of the damage. So that is just why I'm running Sanguine. So I have Spiraling Fury, Sanguine Throw, and flying slash. But yeah, that is my weapon loadout. Also, these weapons are just very fun to use. I just think this is a very fun loadout for Boxing Lord. Alright, lastly, with my build, I'm going to be going over my stat allocation and my fighting style loadout. So as you guys can see, I've invested 160 stats into weapons and 120 into strength. Honestly, this is just the best Warlord stat allocation there is. If you say you do go 150 strength, you are only going to be getting aura, which only affects your fighting styles, so it's just really not worth it. So just go for this. Alright, now let me get into my fighting style loadout. So at Q, I have Crash. I am running, I'm not really sure if the knockback matters here, but I just have it on. Explosion size, 70%. You could run 20% because it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. And it is very rewarding for damage. The lower percentage you go, the more damage you get. So yeah, it's really just your choice. Now for E, I'm using shot and I'm running 60% shot size and 80% explosion size. I think this is very solid. You get more damage and you get more range. Now shot is a very good move. It got gutted just like beam because of how instantaneous and easy it is to use. So it's an understandable nerf, but yeah, this is just what I would run for shot, honestly. Does a good amount of damage, and yeah, it's just an overall really good move. Now for R, I am running Smash, but I changed it to Shockwave, and I'm running 2 hits, and I'm just running 100% explosion size. And what this is very good for is that if you were up close with somebody in combat, I'll just make an example right now. So it is a very good 2-hit combo, and each hit for boxing does 120. So if you get those hits off, it is just very good. It has a lot of combo potential. You can mix up that move with pretty much anything. Like, you know, anything can work, you know. Now for C, I am using Rushdown. I put it on C because it's just similar because I'm used to using C for snare. So yeah, just put it on this. 5 hits, really doesn't matter. Animations really don't matter, finisher don't matter, but yeah, this is what I'm running. Alright, so with all that being said, that is pretty much the end of the build video. Again, this build is just very fun to play, but Warlord is very fun to play, and honestly, you should give it a shot. But yeah, I hope this video helped. That is the end of this build video, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.